weekend, dear ones. Reverend Robert with you. Time for the midweek pick me up. It is September 16th, Wednesday evening, and well, I'm feeling a little redundant already. It's time for the midweek pick me up. I think you know how it works. If you don't, welcome aboard. This is a production of the New Thought Media Network. We are a positive, affirming media network, and we're here to make sure that we have a good time on a Wednesday evening. The whole concept is pretty easy. I was chatting earlier with my brother, and I realized it's 2 prayers, 2 songs, and a talk, all in a quick half hour. So that's what we're about here this evening. Do feel free to give a quick shout out on the chat box and let me know you're here. Good evening, sunshine. Good to see you. So glad you're with us. I always love that picture. Isn't that great? I just love the love. I love the love in that picture. Great icon. All right. Let's see here. Well, I just said it. 2 songs, 2 prayers, and a talk in between. So let's get started with a prayer. If you're with me, I invite you to join into a moment of stillness and allowing any of the outside sounds to simply serve in deepening this experience as we come together to know the one. Come to this moment and recognize that one power, one presence, one infinite intelligence that's operating as all of life. My life, the lives of each one here on this experience, each one watching in another time, maybe in another dimension. Those that never even see or hear or know of this experience, all still part of the oneness, the deep, deep experience of unity that is happening right here on planet Earth. And I know this experience here tonight is an absolute rich blessing of that. It's a rich demonstration of the blessing that is God's creative experience on planet Earth, as my life is the lives of each and every one that hears this, that experiences this now or again at another time. I'm awake and aware and open to all the good that's bringing itself into experience, into form, into life right here, right now. The grand vision that is revealing itself right here, right now. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. And I feel a magnificence moving itself into expression, into the creative process, into the creative experiences that this evening holds. So I am open. I am open to all that is rushing forth to be known and experienced. And I'm giddy with excitement, sizzling, verbally sizzling with excitement for all that this may reveal. So as this all happens, as this all starts, as this all begins, I invite each one that's in affirmation of a truth revealing itself here this evening to join in as we say together, and so it is. Okay. Let's see. Let's get, you know how it all works. I keep saying this. Maybe you don't, but we're here tonight. A couple of songs, couple of prayers, and a message in between. That means we've got a prayer in, we need a song in. And if you've been with us the last few weeks, you know that last week I started off the evening with a Faith Rivera song, and you know we're going to do it again this week too. Different song. It's going to sound a little bit the same, but a slightly different song, a totally different song. So let's check it out. This is Faith Rivera, and this is Rise.
I close my eyes, I open my heart, I'll take a deep breath, let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in, I feel the beat that's calling us rise in me. I let in my soul. I clear my mind. I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Rise in me. I sing to you. I sing to you. You sing to me. You sing to me. Change up this noise. Make sweet harmony. Come on and rise. Oh, rise. Spirit, rise up. Rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me, rise in me. Heart to heart, hand in hand, no turning back. Onward to promised land. Do you feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark? Oh, we rise as one. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. That's why we came. Love's calling, calling out the name. Love's calling. It's why we came. Come on and rise, rise, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, come on and rise. Oh, Spirit, rise up, rise in me. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. Come on and rise up. Come on, lift your hands up, jump, reach for the sky, going up high, higher, yeah. Rise up. Come on, raise your voice and shout. Love is alive, we're bringing the light brighter, brighter. Rise up. Come on, lift your hands up, jump, reach for the sky, going up high, higher, yeah. Rise up. Come on, raise your voice and shout. Love is alive, we're bringing the light brighter, brighter. Rise up. Come on and rise up.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Faith Rivera. Oh my gosh, ooh, it's amazing. I've been hearing that song all day long, and if uh, if you're familiar with YouTube, you might know it. Go check that out because the song after that is Faith at Agape, and it leads right in, and it's a great experience as well. Welcome to Midweek Pick Me Up. I'm Reverend Robert. I got to tell you, there's a new calling that I'm hearing, and it is so much bigger than anything I've recognized ever before. And I know that that is most likely happening for many of you. Something different is emerging, an opening, and that's part of why I chose that song this evening. The lyrics I want to include: I open my heart, let the healing begin, let love in, because love's calling. Love is calling. And I love in that the way it looks. Is it love's calling? Is that a possessive? The this thing called love, is it that's calling? Or love is calling you? Either way, either way, there is an energy of love that is emerging on this planet unlike anything ever before. And as I contemplated that in the preparation for this evening, as I contemplated that idea that there is a greater experience of love right now than ever before, calling us forward, and in all of this, I look at the oneness that is life as an expression of love and light and beauty and truth and health and wealth and well-being and abundance and prosperity. And at the center of it all, it is love. There's that urban legend, if you will, amongst religious scientists that Ernest said in his later days that if there was anything he regretted, it was that he didn't speak about love enough. Never actually found proof of him saying that. But I'm going to go with it. I'm also going to go with Pierre Teilhard at Desjardins, and I always wish I could pronounce his name correctly. I always trip over that. My apologies. Someday, after we have mastered the winds, the waves, the tides, and gravity, we shall harness for God the energies of love. Then, for the second time in the history of the world, we have discovered fire. Now, I love this, because when we break this down, he equates love as a force of nature. That love itself is a force of nature, much like the wind and the waves and gravity. Then after we've got through that, then we get to the big game. Have we mastered wind and waves and gravity? I guess that's not for mine to say. But are we working towards mastering this natural force of love in service to something greater, in service to what's coming forward in our lives? What is the fire that you are discovering? Because remember, once we get to the energy of love, then the second time in the history of the world we have discovered fire. So love is the fire. What is that fire within you? What is that deep calling within you? What is that thing that love is calling forth in your life? What fire are you discovering? Where can you say yes? You know, it doesn't escape me that life evolves. That means experience evolves. And that means for each one of us, as we more deeply commit to the spiritual practices and practicing the principles and the ideals and living according to our values, that we grow, we expand as individuals and organizations and ideals and philosophies. We grow and expand. Life is that ever continuing upward spiral. And what we are, New Thought Media Network, we're going through that as well. We're going through that experience of how do we bring forward the ideals, the values that we hold, the vision, the mission. We talk about this stuff, right, all the time. Or the idea we're working with currently and that we know is evolving and it's going to change. And someday this image ends up in the archives. But right now, we're all about the purpose of creating a global broadcast network. We get to Canada. We get to Europe a bit right now, bringing forward positive music, media, entertainment. We inspire humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment, and we're all about creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. Most of that is borrowed from other organizations. Some of it is an amalgamation or a new creation of an ideal that we don't know how we're going to do it. But I live in an absolute sense of deep trust that it is going to happen. That together, to borrow the words of Margaret Mead, it's not on my notes, a small group of committed individuals changes the world. And along the way, things are going to have to change. The way that we have always looked upon life and upon the world are going to change. Now, in that change, we might find ourselves in a little bit of confusion. And Ernest Holmes said it this way. He said, if we find, I'm, adding a little ideal there, that when we find, because I have yet to meet anybody that hasn't at some point in their life experienced some confusion. So whether it's an if or whether it's an absolute, when we find ourselves surrounded by confusion, we should meditate upon peace until we feel a sense of peace. Meditate upon what is peace in your life. It's been said that peace is not the absence of confusion or upheaval or discord or confusion, that it is the ability to stay centered on the one in the midst of all of that. So we meditate on peace until we feel a sense of peace. Then, as the mind returns to its objective state, it brings an atmosphere of peace with it, which dispels the confusion just as light dispels the darkness. So once we can come to know an experience of peace, then we can bring that peace into our lives, into our world, into everything that's going on around us. And that sense of saying, I am the peace, I am bringing the peace into the world, that ideal that I am going to now be that peace, well, that's going to dispel all the other confusion. That's going to push aside, cast back into the nothingness from whence it came, all that other sense of confusion. This the same way as lighting a candle in a dark room, turning on the light as you go, hit the bathroom in the middle of the night. Do you do it? Do you hit that light or do you wander through and bump through in the darkness? And what he says is, now in this way, our meditation becomes a practical thing. Your contribution to the evolution of human consciousness, the evolution, let me rephrase that, the evolution of human consciousness is dependent upon your meditation upon peace. Because it is my ability, our collective experience of meditating upon peace, that makes it active in the world, that raises the vibration. Your life, your experience, who you are in the world, the gifts that you bring are absolutely vital to this thing called life, to this experience that we're sharing together. Because we know this, right? We all know we're all in this thing together. We're bumping into each other in the middle of the night. We're bumping into each other in the middle of the day. We say the wrong things sometimes. We learn from each other from those mistakes, from those missteps. So in the midst of this seeming confusion, at which in any moment we may realign ourselves with the sense of absolute truth, what is the fire? What is that fire that Chardin spoke about? What is it for you? What if it was your spiritual practice? What if the fire was that no matter what's going on in my life, I centered myself on a daily spiritual practice, on an experience. I have watched my life transformed, and I've watched so many people's lives transformed simply by getting a consistent spiritual practice in place. That's it. I'll tell you, there has never been a place in my life where I have Well, okay, this is where Spirit's going. Yeah. Get to the point. Get to the point. The deeper, the more committed I am to my practice, the more the truth reveals itself to me, the truth of my own calling, the truth of the guidance and the path that is leading me forward into something greater and just into a new way of experiencing life. So there is a deep combination of taking the time to listen deeply to that inner source, to listen deeply to that inner source of wisdom and knowledge and knowing. And that happens through a myriad of different ways: visioning, journaling, meditation, prayer, contemplation, movement, yoga, walk a labyrinth, ride a bike, whatever your spiritual, do the dishes, whatever your spiritual practice may be, whatever is in front of you, let that be your spiritual practice. Because that is what carries us forward. And that is what will open the portals of allowing us to really hear. If you're willing to really listen, you can hear love's calling. You can hear love is calling you to be love, calling you to peace. In the coming days and weeks, you're going to see a lot of changes here at the New Thought Media Network. In the coming days and weeks, you're going to see a renewed emphasis on a commitment to a collective, global raising of the vibration of peace on this planet. And I invite you to come learn a little bit more about that on Saturday morning. We'll talk about that in a moment. I'm excited because there's a new vision arising. There's a new vision being born on the planet right now. And it is, I know, I get it. I'm tired. It's been messy. But it's coming. And there is, 2020 vision wasn't quite good enough, was it now? We're going bigger. We're going wider. We're going places never imagined, to be together as one, as a collective community, as a collective consciousness that is raising the vibration of peace upon this planet. And I'm really hoping you might want to be a part of it. So I want to get into the music a little bit more and get that second prayer in as well. This next piece of, wow, there's something here that goes beyond. And I really invite you to listen for the words, for the lyrics. Walls can't hold us in. Fear can't keep us down. Love will rise again. Yeah, it's rising right now. This is Nemo Patel, Empty Hands, along with Daniel Neymark. Enjoy.
It's burning inside, the hurting and the suffering. Minds creating anger, fear and pain, suffocating our times. The tougher it gets, the rougher social media cries. But we see to it that we tweeting only negative lines. We're sick and tired of history, but repeating it twice. Greed, anger and violence, clearly stealing our nights. Feeling it tight between the shoulders with a chill in the spine. Pinching myself, waking up, trying to stop the rewind and move forward towards stories, overcoming our fears. Choosing love over hate, praying, trading hugs over tears. There's only one choice, breaking down the walls and repair every broken heart on this planet till there's no longer fear.
Walls can't hold us in. Fear can't keep us down. Love will rise again. Yeah, it's rising right now. We shall overcome.
Every time I think it's gonna take much longer,
We shall overcome.
every time I question, am I getting stronger?
We have just begun.
Gonna make a change, we gotta push much farther.
We shall overcome.
overcome. Young Gandhi couldn't fathom how to deal with himself when he was thrown off the train and the pain that he felt. Mrs. Parks disrespected, dragged into jail because of the color of her skin, organs, tissues, and cells. One day, a young girl was shot on a bus by a man, a terrorist, part of the Taliban. He said, on this land, you have no right to stand for what you believe in. Girls have no chance here. Well, now, that's just the story of 3 souls who shook our planet after being down on their knees. And it's not gonna stop. Those seeds have now become trees, and as human beings, we'll keep on digging till we find peace.
Yeah, the cynics always say that nothing ever changes. The human nature's bound to stay the same. But it couldn't be more plain that violence never pays, injustice never stays. It's bound to fade away. What if history awaits? What if today's the day? We already know the way, so let's all lead the way. We shall overcome.
Every time I think it's gonna take much longer.
We shall overcome.
Every time I question, am I getting stronger?
We have just begun.
Gonna make a change, we gotta push much farther.
We shall overcome.
We shall overcome. Come on now.
I will carry on. I will carry on. I will carry on. I will carry on. Long after we're gone, the roots of the tree we plant will be strong.
Yeah, come on. Yep. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday.
Makes me wanna sing now. We shall overcome.
Every time I think it's gonna take much longer.
We shall overcome.
Every time I question, am I getting stronger?
We shall overcome.
Make a change, we gotta push much farther. Cause I'm
Someday.
feeling it deep in my heart.
Deep in my
I
heart,
do believe.
I do believe.
I do believe.
We shall overcome someday.
Come on, put your hearts together. Here we go. Woo! I knew it. God had a plan for us to do it. To hit rock bottom before we rise and continue. To first learn greed before we learn to be human. To do wrong deeds before we learn to spread beauty. There's always a plan, and now it's time to take a stand for the right of the planet, every woman and man. We ain't gonna stop, only growing our demands for all beings to feel peace in every heart and land. Thank you, Lord, for the strength and the courage to bring us together and keep our souls nourished. These tough times will only drown in our chorus, cause we all believe that the truth is before us. We shall overcome this pain. We shall overcome this day. We pray for love to lead the way.
We shall overcome someday.
We pray for love to lead the way.
And we do just that. We do just that. We step into that place of knowing that there is really only one power, one presence, one infinite intelligence that is right now revealing itself as all of life, as the lives of each and every one that is hearing this word right now, right here, in this time, and another time, in another dimension, in another age, wherever the vibration may reach, knowing the vibration reaches out into the cosmos and around and back and all throughout it all. There is still the one, no matter how I see it, no matter where it shows up, the oneness that is love, that is light, that is beauty, that is the all creative power, that is the one self-existent cause that is right now taking on form and abandoning that form so it may take on new form. All of that is happening and experiencing itself and being itself throughout life, as my life, as the lives of each one here. So I know there is a great experience that is revealing itself, a great vision for a world that works for everyone, for humanity. humanity as next great impulsion, for the next great epoch, for the next great paradigm of spiritual living, of being together, new ways of being in community and connection, new ways of doing business and opportunity, new everything. It's all happening right here. And it is love. It is love rising up. It is love revealing it itself. So I claim for each one here an experience of saying yes to that love, however it may show up, to saying yes to the unconditional love of those around us, our friends, our family, just being an expression of love, and then being an expression of peace. To fulfill the great vision as love and peace. Together, we say yes. And if any one word of this has resonated in any way, I invite you to join me in an affirmation of this truth. From a grateful heart, join in the affirmation of this truth as we say together, and so it is. And so it is. Oh, and so it is. I'm running a little long. Thanks for being with us tonight, folks. Thanks for making this possible. Thank you for tuning in to what's happening here on the New Thought Media Network. And I tell you, we've got a lot of exciting things coming in the very, very, very near future here. And all of it is thanks again to viewers and listeners like you. The donations are coming in. We've got all of the 501c3 stuff in order. Everybody's happy, and we're starting to really manifest this vision of a media network that is going to go beyond. That is going to go beyond what people anticipate. Is going to go on beyond what we've ever known. So thank you again for your contributions. The donation button is around on the description, and the link is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Well, now it's not, because I'm going to turn it off. And so it is. Cynthia McCarthy, good to see you, dear one. So grateful you are with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Terry Paul Choice, dear one. Thank you for seeing us here as well. So glad you're with us. Wayne. Howdy, Wade. Howdy, Wade. Great to see you here as well. And for those that have not chimed in on the chat, hey, that's okay. Through StreamYard, I can only see you if you chat. So if you chat, if you comment, then I'll see you and make sure I say hello. Otherwise, please know that I love you and I so appreciate that you are here. And hey, I want to invite you. There's so much that goes on around this network. Every day of the week, we've got something going on. If it's morning prayers, evening prayers, 8:15 a.m. and p.m. on Mountain Time, there's always a prayer going on twice a day. But beyond that, Monday mornings with Laura Topper, and Tuesdays, Treasures with the Tao is returning come the beginning of October here. October 6th is the first episode, the next episode in the Treasures of the Tao program. Wednesdays, we do meditation in the morning. We also do the evening jam here, the pick me up. Thursdays, we have Eugene Holden doing Real Talk with Eugene. Fridays, Speaking on Peace with Dr. Barbara Legere is starting in October as well. And we also do a meditation for peace at 9 a.m. on Fridays now as well. Plus, my talk show with my dear friend Reverend Elzia at 7 on Fridays. I mean, we've got a million things going on. But the biggest thing I want you to know about is come join us on Saturday morning this week at 9 o'clock. We're going to have a chance to share in the vision and the mission and the new news, because there's some big announcements and some big news coming real soon. So I know we ran a few minutes long this evening, so I thank you for staying with us. I appreciate you being here. Please, the best thing you can do is share this with a friend that'll share it with one of their friends. So in the words of my dear brother Elzia, share this with a friend that'll share it with a friend. And the midweek pick me up will be back again next week, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Until then, or until the next time we catch each other, know that you are loved, I love you, and we are loved together. So let's go be peace in the world. Until then, bye now.